Dana, we talked earlier about different techniques to reduce stress.
Yes.
So I want you to help us kind of like understand, explain more about different ones that we can try.
Yes, I'll be glad to. And I think there is a stress reduction technique for everyone. Ideally, yes, you do them all, but that will take you probably a couple of hours a day. So I want to make it clear that you don't need to do it all. If you can dedicate maybe 10 minutes of your life every day, that will still make a great impact on your health. And I also think that people enjoy a certain technique, so everybody can find that personal thing they would like about, let's say, acupuncture. A lot of people try that, especially for people or patients with cancer. It's great. It helps not only with the joint pains and nausea and all of that, but also helps with balancing your energy and reducing the stress. So that would be probably one of the first techniques that I would suggest, or modalities that I would suggest for them. I don't know if you experienced it before, but I think it's fairly safe for most people. Of course, you have to talk to your doctor about it before going to such a procedure, but I found it really, really effective for all of these things.
I do get acupuncture treatments, and I absolutely love it. But you know, that is something that also has a cost.
Yes.
So you know, it depends on you know where you are.
Yes.
But there are some techniques that you can do at home, that you can do sitting anywhere. And
yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's where you start talking about meditation. Meditation can be a healing prayer. It doesn't have to be something that you have to listen to for 1 hour in this serious position. Anything that will take your mind off of your illness would do. Walking, music, short blocks of listening to a guided meditation, reading, anything will help with that process. A certain technique that I know you like, it's the emotional freedom technique, or so-called tapping. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and we're going to have an exercise that everybody can try.
Yes.
But in short, or a short explanation of that would be that people would tap near their energy meridian points while they're voicing certain positive affirmation. That's kind of a simplistic way of explaining, but I found it also effective. You can do it anywhere. You can do it in the hospital. You can show it to the patient, or the caregiver can do it as well.
Yes, and that's exactly how I came across this technique, the tapping technique. I personally love, and you know, I practice different meditation, guided meditation, tapping, breathing exercises. When my mom was diagnosed, I thought it was so important that she could practice some of these just to help her put her thoughts and emotions in the right place. So the tapping, I found it was absolutely incredible how it really made a change in her emotions and the way she felt. And it was short. It was not like a 30-minute type of exercise, and that was important. That's important for me. I do practice guided meditation and tapping, and I have to say I don't have a lot of time, so it has to be something short, and those are what they are. So the tapping, we tap into certain specific points.
Yes,
that
they're connected with energy meridians in our body. So it's almost a combination of acupressure that comes from the Chinese medicine with the mind connection. That's why I like it, because it just combines the physical part with our spiritual part. So it's a very interesting technique.
And I love that you know, you mentioned affirmative thoughts of affirmative words. We use that a lot with my mom. In fact, we created an affirmative prayer that I wrote based on her condition and all the diagnosis, and we repeat it every day as an exercise to, I guess, try to take that fear and those emotions away from our hearts and our heads and concentrate on positive ones. So I love this technique, and in the next video, Dana is going to actually, help us to follow that tapping exercise, so we can all try it if you like it.
Sure.
What about breathing? Breathing is so important.
Breathing is so important, right? Well, of course, we all know that, but the correct breathing is even more so. Dr. Andrew Weil, my mentor, always started our class with just a simple exercise of breathing. He calls it the 4-7-8, just so it makes it easier to remember, and you can do that pretty much everywhere, even at the traffic lights. But what involves is just you find a comfortable position, most of the time sitting, and you just take a deep breath while you're counting up to 4, and then you hold it for up to count 7, and then it's followed by a deep exhale while you're counting up to 8. So it's 4, hold it for 7, and just exhale while you're counting up to 8. And what it does, it just stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, and that's the part, or the nervous system part, that actually calms the body down, as opposite to the sympathetic nervous system, who prepares us for fight. So we don't need that all the time. We don't need to fight all the time. We don't need to be ready for that all the time. We want the other part to be active. So that's what this simple breathing exercise does. In addition to, of course, helping with the posture and
I guess learning to breathe, because that was something that I didn't know how to do, and breathing from your tummy and bringing the air up, that was important. But I didn't know about that technique. I'm absolutely going to try it.
Yes, and it's just very, very simple to remember, and you can even teach the kids to do it. It will be easier for them. In addition to breathing, what else? Journaling. It's a great way of dealing with emotions, and also to remember what the past time, what you've been through. And sometimes I have patients telling me down the road they will go look back and realize how strong they were. Music, dancing, I always like to encourage people to do that. I just think it just has a great impact on anybody's mood.
We found with our programs that having the patients busy with their hands, creating something, helps them so much. Some of the comments they make is, it makes me feel like I'm a normal person. I feel like I'm breathing a little bit more. I feel like I'm breathing a little bit easier. They tell me, I feel like I have more energy, and all that is combined with, I guess, in a way, even when you are creating art, you are helping all those systems to make sure that your body is more balanced and more relaxed.
Yeah, triggering positive thoughts, images that will bring positive, will definitely help your whole body. Yes,
absolutely. Great. Okay, so we want you to follow the next video. We'll teach you specifically a tapping technique, so we hope you tune in.
Thank you.